everybody, Allison here from StrongFitMomma.com, and I'm here today to talk to you about measuring our bodies. Measuring is a great tool to know exactly how you're doing on your health and fitness goals. It's more accurate than a scale because as you build muscle, your body shape may be changing and you may be shrinking and getting tighter, but that number on the scale may not go down. So, first thing that you're going to need is a tape measure, and I have this flexible one that you get from the fabric department of Walmart or Joann's or Michael's, and they're really inexpensive, and this is what you're going to need. My favorite place to keep all my measurements is on my Team Beachbody account, and you can register for one of those for free, and I'll put the website down below in the comment section of this video where you can actually get your account under my coach name, and that way if you ever need anything, there's a little button up there that says contact my coach, and I'm here for you. We're going to start from the top down. So we're going to start with doing the measurement across our chest. To do this, you got to find the right end of the measuring tape. You're going to find the number 1, because you want to start there, and we're going to measure straight across the nipple line. I like to wrap it around my back. You want to make sure that your tape isn't twisted. And I have my mirror here that I'm going to look into to make sure that when I'm measuring, my tape is straight across my back. It's not angled up or angled down. We want it parallel to the floor. So straight across my nipple line, and I can see the measurement on my chest. So our next measurement that we're going to do is our arm. Now, I don't measure both my arms. I go ahead and just do one. I always measure my dominant arm. If you want to do both, by all means, go right ahead. But when we measure our arms, we have this muscle here that's called your delt, or your deltoid, and you're going to measure right where that muscle ends. Now this gets tricky because you got to do it one-handed. There's a reason a lot of the videos on YouTube, when they talk about how to measure, they'd have somebody else measuring you. But when I made mine, the reality is most of you are going to be doing your own measurements. So I want to make it pretty realistic. So you're going to look in the mirror, you're going to try to get the tape as straight as possible, right on that point where the delt is there. Kind of relax your arm, you don't want to be flexing or anything. And we can measure our delts. Alright, the next measurement that we're going to do as we move down the body is the waist measurements. Now I like to measure my waist in 3 places. I'm going to measure at my natural waist, which is the smallest part of my waist, right below my rib cage. I'm going to measure across my belly button, and I'm going to measure 2 inches below my belly button. So that natural waist, it's like you were singing the song, I'm a Little Teapot, it's where you put your hand on your hips. So, if you don't know where that is, you can kind of put your hands on your hips and bend from side to side, and you should be able to find that point. So again, I find my number 1 on my measuring tape, and I'm going to go straight across. I'm going to look in the mirror to make sure that my tape is straight across. And then I'm going to move it down so it goes straight across my belly button area. Now I want to make sure that when I'm doing this, that I'm not pulling my tape and squeezing it. I just want to lay it on top of the skin. And then I go 2 inches below where my belly button is. So if you don't know where that is, you put your little tape measure there. You mark where 2 inches is. Mine's actually right where my pant line is. And I'm going to go straight across. And then we're going to measure the hips. Now when we measure our hips, we're going to measure at the widest point of our hip area. So a mirror works really well for this, so you can see exactly where that is. So you pick the widest point of your hip area, make sure you got the right end of the tape measure. Stand up nice and tall. You're going to measure straight across the hips. Again, make sure your tape isn't on an angle. It's straight across, parallel to the floor. And then our last measurement we're going to do, that I'm going to show you today, is our thigh measurement. So the way I do my thigh measurement, again, I do my dominant side. Stand up nice and tall. I'm going to drop my hand straight down to my side. Where my thumb meets my thigh, that's where I'm going to put my tape measure. Because my arm shouldn't get longer or shorter, hopefully, during this transformation process. So that will tell me that I'm measuring the same spot on my thigh every single time. So I stand nice and tall, hands down at my side, and where that right thumb is where I'm going to put the number 1 on my tape measure. So let's get to the number 1 here, put it down, and go straight across. And that's it. That's how you do your measurements. So, when you're ready to do your measurements, look at the link that's down below this video. Go online and create your free teambeachbody.com account so that you got a place to keep all of your measurements and you'll always know where they are.